What's up, guys? So, this is a very important video today. This is very important. Today, we're going to be talking about you getting left behind. You've waited. You've thought you had time. You thought you had time to waste. You thought you had time. You've been waiting, and you're cooked. You're absolutely cooked. We don't even need these headphones for this video. You've been waiting, and you're cooked. You've been waiting and you're cooked because you thought you had time. You thought you had time to start your business. You thought you had time to go to school and I'll start this thing tomorrow. I'll start this marketing campaign or this marketing business tomorrow. I'll start going to the gym at the end of the week. I'll go to the gym and get a pass next month, or I'll do this later. You kept putting things off. Now it's over. The economy is done. You can't recover. You can't come back from that. Everybody's handsome and sexy now. Everybody's on peptides. Everybody's on steroids. You go to the club, your girl is literally getting taken by a live streamer. It's over for you. You shouldn't have waited. You shouldn't have waited. You should have taken action immediately. You should have saw whatever motivational video that you saw. You should have let that carry you to take action that day. Now it's too late. Now you're done. You should have saw whatever get rich quick scheme, or you should have got wrecked by that so you could learn, so you could know that you got to do something that you got to actually put your time and effort into it, and it's not going to be fast. You should have started whatever business. You should have started that money scheme. You should have already done it. You should have been learning how to code. You should have been learning how to trade. You should have been learning what Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. You should have already learned it. You should already be handsome and sexy. You should have already been doing Reddit True Tide. You should have already been doing Test. You should have already been doing HGH. You should already be a genetically modified human being. You should already be a specimen. You should already be these things. But you're not. Now you're trying to figure out, is it too late? Do you have time still? Now you're trying to figure out, can I still go and get it? No, you can't. No, you can't, because there's too many people that already did when you should have. There's too many people that did take the opportunity. There's too many people that did take Retta, that are sexy and tan. There's too many people that did learn how to trade, that are rich and famous. There's too many people that did go out and network and put themselves out there and started streaming and started making videos, that are status maxed, that are a well-known household name now. There's too many. There's just too many. So what were you thinking? Whatever possessed you to not take action, you know, hopefully, God forbid, that thing never possesses me too. I can literally never stop working. But whatever possessed you to not take action, to not work, to be complacent and wait, to make excuses and wait, whatever possessed you to do that, I'm afraid that actually cooked you into oblivion. I'm sorry to tell you, I'm afraid that that might have cooked you. I wanted to come in here and do a motivational video and give you guys some motivation, but what if I think you guys are cooked? What if I think it's done? What if that's what I actually think? What if I think it's too late? You know, if you haven't already got a good start going, I mean, if you've been doing it for a couple years, you've been doing the self improvement route for a couple years, um, and now you're starting to gain steam. You're starting to gain momentum. You started off as a little snowball. Now you're rolling and rolling. And you're this big, a little bit bigger of a snowball. If you got some momentum like that, then I would feel a lot better for you. I would feel a lot better for you. But those people that are just denying reality, they're just denying the truth. They're oh, women don't care about money, women don't care about looks, women don't care about status. While the other people did face reality and did accept that women do care about those things, and they went out there and got those things, and you're like still trying to cope. Those people, I mean, okay, I'll say those people are cooked. I won't say everybody's cooked, but those people that are coping, that are like, oh, this red pill, all this stuff is nonsense. Women like you for your personality, they like you for you. And even if you're broke, even if you're 5'2", even if you have no status, even if you're a nobody, they'll still like you, they'll still love you and marry you, and then they'll be there with you while you try to build something up of yourself. And if not, hey, they're still going to be there, still going to love you, still going to have your kids. That's literally a fairy tale. That's literally a fairy tale. That's not even true. It doesn't even make any sense. But there's people out there that actually believe that. And there's people out there that have been living that worldview. They have been living that reality, which is not a reality, it's delusion. But they've been living in that paradigm. And for those people, those are the people I'm talking about. Maybe you're starting to see the truth a little bit. You know, maybe you're seeing live streamers pull up to the club, take people's significant others away from them, ruining relationships. Maybe you're seeing this. You know, maybe an NBA player slid into your girl's DMs on All-Star Weekend, and you're starting to wake up a little bit. But it might just be too late, because if you were coping that whole time, if you were coping that whole way, you're coping the whole way through, you're still going to be coping here and then. You might digest a little bit of the information. You might say, okay, money does matter, but for the rest, you're still going to try to cope because it's your ego. It's an ego problem. So you're still going to try to cope through the rest. Then you're going to have to keep getting hit in the head over and over again with looks because you're ugly. So then you're going to be like, okay, maybe looks does matter 3 years later after you just figured out the first thing. You need to completely submit. You need to completely give up your will, give up your ego. You need to have an ego death. You need to come to the terms with the fact that you're an idiot. You don't know anything. You're stupid. You were wrong. And then, and only then, can you come in and actually ascend your life, actually improve your life, actually improve yourself. You know, because that's how you have to do it. You know, that's how I did it. That's how everybody does it. You know, they come in with no ego. They come in, they don't think they know what's going on. They don't think they know what's right. They just come in and learn. You know, if you don't know how to fight, you have no idea how to fight, but you go to a fighting gym and you see Mike Tyson, and he's the coach, Mike Tyson. You go up to Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson's showing you how to box. He's showing you how to throw a jab, how to throw a hook. You know, he's showing you how it's done. And if he's showing you how it's done, he's telling you what to do. But you don't think that that's right. He tells you to like duck your head, you know, but you think that's like weird or something. You're like, there's no way. I don't think that's right. Are you going to tell Mike, hey, you're not supposed to duck your head like that. The rest of the stuff you're teaching me is good, but the duck your head part, I don't think that's right. I think you got that wrong. So, you know, are you going to do that? A lot of people would. A lot of people would. And I'm saying you think it's wrong. You think the ducking of the head shouldn't be. But this is what you got to remember. You're an idiot. You don't know anything. You don't know anything. You're stupid. Then you're not going to question the head ducking. You're not going to question the other things that you don't know are right. You're not going to question him every 5 seconds. That's going to make him mad. Now you're out of a coach. You're not going to question every 10 seconds because you're going to go in there with the assumption, with the presupposition that you're an idiot. So guess what? Now all you're going to be able to do is just learn. You're just going to learn everything. You're just going to rapidly learn everything Mike Tyson is teaching you because you don't have any pushback. You're not going to be pushing back. Your ego is going to be gone. Everything's going to be good. But a lot of people, when the information starts coming in, I see a lot of people like blocking it. They're blocking the information. It's on its way in. It was about to come in there. They block it. Hey, women are hypergamous. Women are hypergamous. Boom, they block it. So their brain doesn't actually get to absorb that information. So they go out there and they just keep getting wrecked. And it's sad to see. We don't like that. We don't like seeing our fallen brothers out there getting wrecked. We don't enjoy that. That's why I make these videos. That's why I tell people in real life, bro, stop simping. That's why I tell people in real life, bro, you're a beta. Don't do that. That's why I tell people in real life. Because I don't want to see my fallen brothers do that. Those people out there that are coping, that will never say that to your face, that don't tell you that, don't think that those people are like morally superior or they're morally good people. Because you're out here acting a fool. You're out here putting women on a pedestal and they don't call you out for it. So you think those are good guys because it's always just there's never like arguing and fighting and he's never making you feel uncomfortable. So you're thinking he's a morally good guy. He's not. He's not. He doesn't care about you. He sees you out there cucking it up. He sees you out there being a blue pill. He sees you out there being a beta. He sees you out there putting women on a pedestal and just making a complete fool out of yourself. But he's like, it's not my problem. I care about myself and my own happiness. This doesn't involve me. So they don't say anything about it. But there's going to be those few people who actually care about you, who actually want to see you succeed. Those few people like me that actually care, that are going to say, bro, you're a cuck. You're a beta male. What are you doing? What are you doing out here? What are you doing? Gesture maxing for this girl. What are you doing? Bro, you're literally like on your knee. You're literally trying to, you're doing too much trying to like win her approval. You're literally like trying to justify yourself to her. You're trying to win her. Like you're trying too hard. But you're at the same time, you're also broke. You also have a high body fat percentage. You're also like not even taking care of yourself. You don't have a business going. You also don't have direction, but you're out here trying to come up with the best pickup lines and the best game for this girl. And you're going out on dates. You're going hiking with her. You're going on to run clubs. It's like, bro. Oh my gosh. And my friends, they'll hit me up and they'll ask me, hey, you want to go to this karaoke night? I'm like, can you come to my house first and bring some boxing gloves? And then after that, we'll go. Just come over here, bring boxing gloves. And I'm serious. You guys think I'm kidding. Ask my friends. My friends, they all aren't friends with me anymore because I just crashed out. I couldn't take it anymore. This was like back in 2021. My friends would come over and I'm starting to improve. Well, I was never like down bad like that, but I was a football player, then I dropped out. So I had a little bit of a period of time where it's just like, I'm playing video games, I'm smoking weed, I'm bullshitting. And my friends, that's where they live. That's where they lived at. That's where they lived at because they weren't playing football. So, this was their thing. Me, this wasn't my thing. I'm doing this for the little while, for the meantime. So I'm doing that for a little while. My friends, they're thinking that this is the new me. They're thinking I'm a bum now. So they were coming to my house. We were smoking together, playing video games, doing whatever, not having any meaningful conversations, just talking about whatever, bullshitting, not even doing anything, wasting our time, wasting our lives. And they would come to my house because my house was the spot for that, because nobody else wanted to open their house to do anything. Nobody else wanted to set up anything or set up a move or set up a plan. It was just like everybody was fried out of their brains. The docility, so docile to as to even start a movement or a plan. So I had to do that. So it was my house. And they would come to my house and do this. But like I said, I started to get out of that phase. I started to move out of that. And then as I was moving out of that, I was starting to box. I'm going to the gym again. I returned to the gym. I'm starting to eat right. I'm starting to do these things. I'm starting to read books again. I'm returning to that. And they're hitting me up. Hey, can we come over? Can we come over? I'm like, oh, well, I'm like, I'm like on test. Like, I'm on test. I'm boxing. Like, I don't want to do any of that. But by the way, I'm not on test anymore, but just HGH. And they're like, yeah, can we come over? It's like, my mindset is completely different. I've already ascended. I've already moved on to the next level. Like, I've already elevated from that stage. So I'm like, but at the same time, I always want to get people involved. Like I said, I always go up and tell people the truth. I always talk to people. I'm not going to ghost them. I'm not going to reject them. So I say, yeah, you guys can come. Of course, you guys can come. But when you guys come, yeah, you guys can come. Of course, you guys can come. You know what I'm saying? Come on in. But when you enter the home though, when you do step in the house, we're going to be sparring. Make sure you got your box. I got 2 pairs of boxing gloves. I bought headgear and everything. I bought 2 things of headgear, 2 pairs of boxing gloves. I got water. We got a yard right here. We're going to be boxing. Everybody's going to have to spar. This is what I told them. Everybody got to spar. Everybody got to box. So and I don't even want to be a professional boxer or anything. It's not even about this sport of boxing. Boxing, the reason that was important was because, and they did this like one time, and then they were like, okay, they stopped asking to come. They stopped asking to come. And I mean, that wasn't even my plan. I wasn't trying to get them to stop asking to come. That's just what I was doing. If they would have boxed with me every day, we would have boxed every day. But, I can't be a bum and smoke weed anymore. Like it was a phase. It was a phase. We're supposed to get out that phase. But it wasn't even about the sport of boxing. It was about the fact that when you're boxing somebody, see, I could have said like, let's talk about business and let's talk about starting a business. Let's talk about like, no, bro, you can't, because that's what people want to do. Oh, we don't ever do anything. We're bums. You know what? Let's come over and talk about starting a business. It's like starting a business with people who have never thought about business, who have no interest in business, who don't even know any other business owners. They don't know the blueprint. They don't care about, like, they don't read books. Like, what is there to talk about? What is there to talk about? We need to see somebody else talking about business. We need to start with the fact that we can't even we can't even do things that are going to benefit our life. We need to get that out the way first. We're self-sabotaging ourselves every day. That's a little bit more important than the business, you know? So, one thing about boxing is you can't play boxing. You can't play boxing. We can talk about business and they could just like fucking bullshit the whole time. We could try to play video games or something and they could just like half-ass the video games, like not even try hard. You know what I'm saying? We can even And we used to like make music at the time. We could make music and they could just like half-ass that and be on their phone and not even try, you know, because the effort was a problem. But the thing about boxing is you can't half-ass boxing. You can't play boxing. When you step into that ring, it's immediately reality. It's reality. You can't act like, you know what I'm saying? You can't act like it's not that serious, bro. It's cool, bro. It's not that, like, when you get hit in the face, you're trying your hardest. It's like you jump back into the real world. And that's what I liked about it. And that's kind of what happened for the couple times that we did box. You know, it got people, it like once you get punched in the face, it's like you get punched into reality. It's like you get punched into the real world. So that's what I literally did. That's why my friends don't talk to me anymore unless they want to box. But that's step number one. That's step number one. Because most of the people that you grew up with that are around you, they're not gonna ascend. That's sadly the case. Sadly the case. They're not gonna ascend. They're gonna fall into obscurity and poverty. And only the few that really apply themselves every single day, that really take the sacrifices, they take the risk. Only if those few are going to be able to make it. Everybody else is doomed. So, are you guys cooked? I don't know. I actually don't know. It depends how bad you want it, how bad you've been cooking yourself, and what you're willing to do to get out. But, you know, you can hit me up. You can hit me up. As you guys know, if you've watched this video and you've watched my past videos, I care. I'm a guy in the game. Um, you know, I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. But the thing about me is I'm not one of those fake followers of Jesus Christ that just hit people in the head with the Bible. You know, I'm actually out here in the field. I'm actually out here taking action every day. I'm actually out here learning and doing things like that and taking risks. So anybody that's open to learn and down to learn, that's but yeah, don't come to me with cope, because otherwise I'm not going to answer. But if you're really ready to, hey, strip naked, call yourself an idiot, forget everything you know, then you can come to me, and you know, I'll work with you. I'll actually be honest. I'll tell you what you need to do. Um and we can assess if you know your ascension from there. But this isn't easy. This isn't easy. This isn't easy. This isn't the easier route. This is the harder route. This is a harder route. You know what I'm saying? I just made like 4 videos. I was just on TikTok live for 3 hours, 4 hours. I was on live for 4 hours talking. Had my phone up like this, talking. TikTok live, straight 4 hours. This is work. You think this is easy? You think this is easy? No, you're going to come over here and suffer. But you're going to be handsome. You're going to be sexy. You're going to get respect from men. You're going to get respect and admiration from women. You're going to get love. You're going to be valuable. You're going to be valued. People are going to come to you and they're going to value you. They're going to treat you well. They're going to treat you nice. They're going to try to be nice to you. They're going to try to win you over. They're going to want you to like them. You're going to be important. You're going to be significant. You're going to matter. And all that is worth it. All that is worth it. So, you know, I'm doing coaching. I'm opening that up. I'm not gonna try to sell it too hard though. I mean, if I'm just gonna be willing to help a couple guys that are really willing to just give it everything, and then I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm busy with my stuff, with my content, with my work. There's content creators hitting me up. They like what I do. We're gaining traction, guys. We're on Instagram. We're gaining traction. So like the video, man. Hopefully you guys got what you guys needed from this. Comment. Let me know what you think. Subscribe. I'm on Kick. I'm live most of the days out of the week. I go stream on Kick. I stream on YouTube, stream on Rumble. We're on TikTok. We're live on TikTok. Andrew Fidelis. We're on Twitter. We just did a good tweet on Twitter because Twitter is hard to blow up. I just did a good tweet. You know, the most viral tweet I've had thus far. I think I got 2,000 likes. So we're building the Twitter up. That's hard, but Instagram I already got like 40K, so it's a little bit easier on there. But appreciate it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos.